1993, Enix published Ogre Battle, The March of the Black Queen for Super Nintendo, 2 full years after its release in Japan. The game was developed by Quest, and it absolutely was one of the most ambitious titles on the system. It was a turn-based tactical RPG where strategy and organizing units plays a big role in the player's success. Interestingly, the game takes its title and subtitle from 2 different songs by the British rock band Queen. Attracting a cult following of fans, Ogre Battle has become one of the most fun and impressive games that the system had to offer. The story of Ogre Battle is darker and more political than many of the other games on the system. 25 years ago, Andorra reigned as the Queen of Highland. She was at first viewed as a beloved, kind-hearted ruler. When she was brought word that the neighboring Holy Ladician Empire had plans to conquer her continent, she planned a strategy to thwart the invaders, sending word to the allied kingdoms. However, her plans were not taken seriously, and the 4 kingdoms united against Andorra. In desperation, Andorra appealed to the sage Rashidi, considered one of the 5 heroes of legend. She successfully repelled the invasions against her homeland, declared herself empress, and formed the Zetagenian Empire. As she consolidated more and more power, tyranny and evil has characterized her reign. At the beginning of the game, the player takes the role of the leader of a revolutionary force against Andorra, the Liberation Army. When a new game is started, the player is first asked a series of questions by a seer named Warren. These questions test the player's instincts, philosophy, and values. The game then takes the player's answers and calculates them into the hero's stats, abilities, and starting units. I really love this aspect because it truly personalized the experience for the player and made every instance of Ogre Battle unique. Some of the questions you are asked are really interesting too, like the trait you would most associate with a successful king. Tactical gameplay is the focus of Ogre Battle, and much of the game revolves around placement of units on the overworld map. Groups can be moved around at the same time as other groups, and they can also be positioned to stop encroaching enemies. The main goal is to liberate towns, which yields several benefits for the player. The player can receive special items by doing so, some of which are very powerful. Also, you can gain tarot cards, which have various effects. For instance, cards can be used to shift the day to night, which influences the effectiveness of characters in battle. Each character in Ogre Battle possesses an alignment statistic. When characters with high alignment liberate towns, their reputation is raised. They are more effective in the daytime, and tarot cards can also raise your character's alignment. Low alignment characters are the exact opposite. They fight better at night and are weak against light attacks. Also, when low alignment characters liberate towns, their reputation will be lowered. Depending on your reputation, the game will unfold in slightly different ways. This can lead to recruitable characters treating you differently, and even to different endings. Those who like to customize and optimize units and formations to produce the best possible outcomes will fall in love with Ogre Battle's system. To form viable combat groups, party management is necessary, and it's a big focal point of Ogre Battle. Each unit makeup consists of 5 slots, each of which require 1 slot for a leader. Most humanoid characters consume 1 slot, whereas large monsters like griffins and dragons take up 2 slots. Leader stats also have an effect on the strength of the party, as the rest of the party receives some bonuses depending on the leader's traits. Also, some characters can traverse over parts of the map more easily, such as octopuses over water and griffins over mountains. There's also a class system, and each character can transition to a new class when certain conditions are met. For those who despise micromanagement, Ogre Battle is not the game for you, as customization and maintenance is a huge part of the game. Battles in Ogre Battle unfold in an almost fully automatic fashion, but I actually found that this works quite well. The game is centered more upon how you set up units, and your characters act accordingly in battle. The game is based around a set of defined attacks for each class that change depending on the row the character is located in. For instance, fighters will attack twice if they are put in the front row, but only once if put in the back. Mages are best put in the back row because they will cast powerful spells against enemies rather than attempting weak attacks from the front row. During battle, you can use 2 types of manual interactions, tactics and cards. Tactics defines the attack priority of the unit. Cards allow you to invoke the tarot cards you've been collecting in battle, which have different effects depending on the card. There are 22 cards in all, and the cards can do such things as damage all enemies, heal your party, or disorient the enemy forces. Ogre Battle's soundtrack is pretty good, but it's a bit repetitive as you end up hearing the same general tracks over and over save for a few select circumstances. What is there is good, there just isn't enough variety. Because Enix only distributed 25,000 copies of Ogre Battle in North America, a ridiculously low number, it is exceedingly difficult to find the game today. As such, the game has commanded a very high price. Thankfully, the game was released on the Sony PlayStation under the title Ogre Battle Limited Edition, and also for the Nintendo Virtual Console. Out of all the games in the tactical RPG genre, Ogre Battle is definitely considered the most influential. The game came out at a time where there was basically nothing else like it. Ogre Battle therefore inspired a plethora of successors. A sequel called Tactics Ogre Let Us Cling Together was released in 1995, but at the time it was only available in Japan. Thankfully, that game was also re-released on the PlayStation when it was finally brought to North America. The influence of Ogre Battle and Tactics Ogre can also be seen in Final Fantasy Tactics, Square's smash hit for the PlayStation. This makes complete sense too, because the team that produced Final Fantasy Tactics, headed by Yasumi Matsuno, was largely the same as the one that created Ogre Battle and Tactics Ogre. Even beyond Final Fantasy Tactics, Ogre Battle's influence on other games in the genre, such as Fire Emblem, Front Mission, and Vandal Hearts, cannot be denied. That'll do it for my retrospective and review on Ogre Battle: The March of the Black Queen. If you liked this game, please leave me a comment about what you appreciated about it the most. Please check out my other videos and subscribe to my channel.